Hey guys, welcome to Waypoint X Wednesdays. My name is Judd, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We really do appreciate you tuning in. And this is Waypoint X Wednesdays, an off-road podcast, and my name is Judd. And we really do appreciate you tuning in today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave us a like, leave us a comment, and hit that bell for all notifications. And if you're over on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow button. We really do appreciate it. Man, it has been super crazy around here. Like I always say, the shop's really coming together. Got some customers coming and knocking out some Jeeps in the meantime, and we're still working on the shop through that process, and so everything's going well, but it's just crazy, we got the baby appointments and trying to get the baby room done and all the stuff of becoming a new parent, trying to get everything situated before November. So a lot's been going on in our world. But to kind of dive into today's subject, we're going to be talking about some more trails that we've done, and it's going to be our top 5 trails. Not that we hate, but it's kind of like one and done. Not something that we have to go back and do again. It's in no particular order. So, yeah, it's our top 5, but it's kind of like the 5 that just – it's not that we don't like them. It's just they're kind of like one and done for us. So nothing just remarkable about these trails, and there's going to be some trails on this list that are going to kind of throw you for a loop, and you're going to be like, oh my goodness, why would you even say that trail? And I promise you I will explain it because there are some that are in Moab, shockingly. But it's our 5. We'll just do them 1 through 5, but it's not really ranked. It's just 5 trails that not that we didn't like. It's just 5 trails that we wouldn't do again unless people in our group wanted to do them. So the first one is Schneebly Hill. It's a Jeep Badge of Honor trail in near Flagstaff, Arizona. I couldn't tell you that's just the closest that's the closest town that it's near because we stayed in Flagstaff and then drove to that trail. So the Schneebly Hill trail, there's nothing crazy about it, nothing hard. We went there solely to get the badge, but it's kind of like a one and done. And unfortunately, now there are more trails, Jeep Badge of Honor trails, in that area that we're going to have to go back and do. But Schneebly Hill was one of those trails that it's just kind of one and done for us. The next one is a trip that we just took. It was beautiful, had a great time, enjoyed the trail, but it's not something that I just have to go back tomorrow and do, and that would be Drummond Island. So the Drummond Island Jamboree was absolutely amazing. Don't have any real big complaints about it except for the mud. I hate the mud, but it's just kind of one of those places where I don't really necessarily have to go back. I enjoyed it while I was there, but not something that I just want to go back over and over and over again. So not hating on it by no means no means at all. It's just a trail that I don't have to do again. Number 3 is, I'm going to butcher this name, and you can hate me in the comments section below for it, but that is completely fine, is Ophir. I've heard a million different things. Is Ophir, I call it Ophir Pass, in Ouray, Colorado, near Ouray, Colorado, and there's really nothing crazy about it. Nothing just exciting. It literally is a trail that goes up and over the mountain in the pass, and so it's really nothing to it, but it's a Jeep Badge of Honor, so that's why we did it, and that's about it, because it's an okay trail. It's got beautiful views, but besides that, not something that I'm just going to want to go back and do over and over and over again. The only reason we did it this last time was so that the in-laws could get the Badge of Honor, and that's completely why we did it. But now to the final 2. And these 2 are going to be so very controversial. But before we get to the last 2, if you have any suggestions for a Waypoint X Wednesday, please let us know. I know we've made a Facebook post or Instagram post the last couple of weeks asking for suggestions for our YouTube channel. We are in the process of getting some of those ideas worked out. We didn't feel like some of those ideas would really be the best suited for the podcast side of things, just because it's kind of like we're doing almost a one take. We do edit these just a little bit, very, very, minute amount. These are really raw. And so we just put these out there for the Waypoint X Wednesdays. But we really want to do those other ideas justice, whether it's recovery gear or what kind of tools we bring in our Jeep, and kind of like an overview of that. Now that we have the new shop, we're going to put the Jeep up in the air and possibly do a video of just underneath of what we kind of inspect as far as before we go out on the trail, things of that nature. And so we want to do those videos justice and those ideas justice. And so we just don't think those are the best for the podcast series. But if you have things that you want us to talk about on the podcast, please let us know. We would really appreciate that. And you can put those suggestions in the comment section below, or you can send us an email at judd@waypointx.net, or message us on Facebook or Instagram. We would love to hear from you and get your ideas. So I can talk about it, a lot of things about the Jeep in the Jeep world. So give us some ideas, because I feel like I repeat myself on some of these podcasts, and so new ideas, and you never know, it might make a light bulb pop off, and I'll be able to talk about something else. So we really would appreciate it if you would send those in. So the last two, like I said, are very controversial. They're both in Moab, and I don't know if I would have another 5 of not, the ones I don't have to do again. But like I said, these are our top 5. I probably could add a couple of more to this list. But the first one is fencing things in Moab. We did it this last time we went to Moab solely because the in-laws were getting the Jeep Badge of Honor, and we just wanted to complete it. I'm a big component of, if you got the badge, you've done the trail type deal. It's kind of, it's a badge of honor, so you should have done the trail in order to wear the badge. That's just my thought process. So we did fins and things, but that trail just beats you up. And so if you don't have the badge, absolutely go do it to get the badge. I'm all for that. But it's not a trail that every time I go back to Moab, I'm going to want to do, unless someone just wants to get the badge. That's the only reason I would do it again. That trail just beats you up. There's a cool, few little sections, where if someone's new to Moab, you can kind of teach them about the slick rock and how it's actually grippy. So there's, a few little inclines and things of that nature they can kind of get warmed up on before you go hit some of the bigger trails. But besides that trail just beats you up because of how rocky it is and how torn up it is, because so many people hit it, because it is one of the easier Jeep Badge of Honor trails out in Moab. So that's one of the reasons I just don't think I have to do it every single time, and a reason why I don't have to go back. And this is the most controversial one, because it's probably one of the most iconic ones in Moab as far as the Jeep community is concerned, and that is Top of the World. And you're going to be like, why? Why would Top of the World be a trail that you don't have to necessarily go back to? And I've got a few friends that think the same way I do. And the biggest reason is it takes forever to get there. That's the first reason. So if you're just staying in Moab, I think it's almost 45 minutes. Wouldn't you say, Caitlin? It's 45-minute drive from downtown Moab all the way to the trail. Then you got to do the trail and then drive all the way back. And so it just absolutely takes forever. And then number 2 is it beats you up just like fins and things. Yes, there's some obstacles and some optional obstacles that you can take on that, it just depends on what you're wanting to do. But as far as just this trail, it's super easy, but it's kind of like fins and things. It's so well known, and people go there all the time, that it just gets beaten up, and it's just constantly just beating you up the entire time. So that's the second reason. The third reason is I'm not necessarily scared of heights, but driving out onto that rock to put your Jeep there for the picture is really sketchy. Now, I've got buddies that have no problem doing it, but as I'm inching forward, I am scared to death that I'm going to accidentally hit the gas pedal, even though like both of my feet are firmly on the brake pedal. I'm just so afraid that I'm just going to like shoot forward and then that's it. I don't know why, but when it's like that high, yes, I'm afraid of heights. But you just get me on like a ladder in the shop or something like that, I have zero problems. But that high is like, yeah, you're gonna die, and the thing is, you're gonna be able to think about it before you hit the ground. I think so. That's my fear of heights. So really, really high. But that's it. It just beats you up. It takes forever. It's kind of one of those trails that, because it's 45 minutes there, and then I couldn't even tell you how long the trail is, and then it brings you back 45 minutes. It's really hard to do another trail because you've already been beat up all half your day, and then you got to do another trail. Now, the last 2 times we've been to Moab, we've done Top of the World and then done Cliffhanger right afterwards, and we're coming out of Cliffhanger either at night or right there at dusk, and that's crazy because Cliffhanger is not necessarily one of the easiest trails out there because of the gatekeepers, but Cliffhanger is one I will do like every time I go to Moab. But Top of the World is just one of those, you go take the picture, and that's all the trail is really good for, and then that's it. So once you have the picture, in my opinion, you're good to go. You don't have to go back. Controversial, I know, but that's my top 5. I probably could have a few more. Like I said, these are not my 5 worst trails. I really don't have a bad trail because any day off-road is a good day in my opinion. Therefore, these are just the trails that I don't have to go back and do again. There are many trails I will go back and do over and over and over again because I've thoroughly enjoyed them. I have fun when I'm on them. I feel like the obstacles are fun, technical, have a challenge, and they're ever changing. So I like that style of trail where you kind of have to think through some, different, line options and things of that nature. That's what I thoroughly enjoy. But the trails that are just constantly beating you up throughout the entire time, and it's not necessarily a hard trail. It's just, rough roads. That's what I'm not a huge fan of. So that's my top 5. Like I said, in no particular order, except, we had to leave the last 2 because they are a little controversial because they are in Moab. But guys, we really do appreciate you tuning in. We thank you for all your support, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave us a like, leave us a comment, hit that bell for all notifications. And if you're over on Spotify, make sure you hit that follow button. Guys, we really, really do appreciate all the support you give us, and we want to know where your next destination is, and we hope to see you out on the trail.